Hey everyone, Sarah here. Okay, so I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. It's probably going to be a gigantic mess, but I couldn't think of what to do today. So let's give it a go. I've realized in these videos I've been doing, I've never really said what this channel is going to be. Now, a lot of it is just going to be me blathering on. Like, at some point I am going to be doing some rant videos, like I will do one for Game of Thrones Season 8. And it's travesty. But equally, I will do a lot of book videos. I'm working on my City Clockwork Angel vlog, but I'm still not all the way through it yet, so just be patient. Just be aware I am recording my journey and all of my thoughts with what's going on. And I'll also do a lot of tag videos, and at some point I'm really hoping, once I figure out how to do it, to do some video games on here, especially with my best mate, because I am moving back to Melbourne, so she will feature in some of these videos for sure, because we've often talked about doing a YouTube channel together, and now that I've already started, she's probably just going to join in with me in some videos, and I really want to see her first reaction to Minecraft. And when the next Pokemon game comes out, we'll do a full-on playthrough with the both of us, because we actually managed, despite being an ocean apart, managed to do Pokemon Sword and Shield playthrough together, because I was playing Shield and she was playing Sword, so we got both, and that was really, really fun. So if we could just actually do it side by side, because we'll be in the same town, would be really, really cool to record for this. So yeah, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be a lot of book challenges, like scavenger hunts, because I love those. They're always so much fun, and like the 7-second one's really, really fun, so I want to record a few videos of us doing it, because we both love books. But obviously I will be talking about books a lot more, because that's all I've really done on this channel so far, is either tags or books. But I want to bring a light to a few books that I felt have not got enough attention on YouTube. If they have gotten attention and I'm not aware of it, please link me to the videos. I would love to know. So one of those series is the Del Toro Quest series by Emily Rodda, or any book series by Emily Rodda. She is utterly brilliant with her books. I adore them. So I really just want to bring attention to this amazing series. Now, if you're Australian, you're probably like, yeah, I know Emily Rodda. Everyone grew up reading it, because it's a childhood staple here in Australia. But, and I can say this because I spent 10 years of my life not living in Australia, it's not true for elsewhere in the world. Most places elsewhere in the world have never even heard of Del Toro Quest, or if they have, it's just a stupid anime that came out that was full of disappointment. I was so hopeful when they said they were doing a Del Toro Quest anime. I was just like, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be wonderful. First thing in, why is Leaf blonde? I'm pretty sure it wasn't blonde in the books, but that's not even the start of my concerns. Oh, and Jasmine was wearing pink. Pink! They got her clothes from the Grey Guards. They are called Grey for a reason. Where on earth was she gonna get pink? And don't start telling me flowers. She grew up in the Forest of Silence. The only flowers there were not friendly. So how would she get dye from them? So that was just... ugh. And Jasmine is the opposite of a girl that goes, she would not wear pink. And then they made her hair green, but then I was just like, it's anime, that's probably why. They made a big deal in the books about her having very gorgeous, long brown hair. And then you give it this green hair, and I'm like, that is Annabeth all over again. So, yeah, don't judge the book series by the anime. Please, for the love of sanity, do not. Okay. Then I'm going to do Eragon as well, the Eragon inheritance cycle, and a lot of you are like, what are you talking about? Everyone loves Eragon. Well, apparently most people on BookTube didn't read it when it was first coming out, so they don't have the nostalgia love that I do, that I want to bring up, because that book series means so much to me. When the Tales of Allegatia came out early this year and I was reading it, I literally had tears in my eyes from happiness, because I was going back to this world that I love and seeing these characters that I adore. And yeah, I was just like, it's like I'm going home. So I want to bring a perspective of someone who grew up with the series and talk about it. So what I will do for all of these series I'm mentioning is I will do a reread of the book and then talk about it, because obviously I need to refresh my memory, because it's been a while. Another series will be the Gorn series by Michael Grant. I've seen a few book talks for the first one, but nothing after that, and I'm like, the Gorn series is amazing. We've got to draw attention to this. And the best part is I need to do a reread anyway, because the sequel trilogy came out and I haven't read it yet, but I've got all of the books over there and waiting for me to read it, so I can do my reread and then immediately jump on to the sequel trilogy. Yay! Okay, another series is Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. I think that's a really good series, definitely middle grade, but still really, really good. I'll do Scythe and whatnot, but another one is Lord of the Rings, for being like the pinnacle of high fantasy and the story that all high fantasy tries to take after. I haven't seen any book talks for it, and I'm like, this series is amazing. And not only will I do that, I'll do The Hobbit as well, obviously, but I'm also going to do the other ones like Tales of Beren and Luthien and The Children of Húrin and The Silmarillion and The Fall of Gondolin. I will do all of the Middle-earth books, because they all deserve the attention. And I haven't read a lot of them yet, so that will be a new experience for me, and I'll be able to bring it to you, and it will just be something a bit different. Another one is the Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. That has not gotten enough attention. It is amazing and wonderful. One of the defining books of my childhood, early childhood. There is some other ones. I'm probably going to do Spiderwick, and I'm going to do the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. May do other of the Rick Riordan books as well, but I definitely want to do the Kane Chronicles, because, well, often people have book talks for the other Rick Riordan books. They don't for the Kane Chronicles. It is his most underrated series, and it deserves to be acknowledged. It is beautiful and glorious and just as good as his other books, okay? I love the Kane Chronicles. I'll probably do one for the Throne of Glass series as I'm reading it. I know a lot of people have done that though, so I'm less eager to dive in and do my own thoughts, because though I do get the feeling, I've read the first book and I'm aware there's like 6 others in the series, so I'm probably jumping ahead of myself. I'm aware that it may be not accurate, but I think my thoughts are going to be a little different to most of the people who's read its thoughts, because okay, something I think I've mentioned, but I'm just going to clarify here. I am not a romantic reader. I don't go in for reading books on just pure romance, because they drive me bats. Because a lot of the time the problems are miscommunications, and I'm like, and it thrives on awkward humor, and you're meant to find it funny, and I don't. I just feel awkward. I can't read books just based on romance. They drive me nuts. So, while I do definitely have ships and enjoy romance in books, there has to be a lot of action with it. There has to be another plot. The plot cannot just be the romance. There has to be something else. The only exception to the rule are Red, White, and Royal Blue and Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda. I adored both of those, but I think something that helped is that the characters were massive geeks. So, I did all those. The other thing is, with Red, White, and Royal Blue, it just read like a fan fiction to me. It it read like one of my favorite fan fictions, so that probably colored it. Because I will say there is an exception to my romance rule as well in fan fiction, but that's generally because in fan fiction you're basing it on characters you already know and love, so I don't need the plot to help me learn to love the characters. Because a series that did not make the exception to this rule is To All the Boys I Loved Before. I've only read the first one, but I read it because my dad really, really wanted to watch the film with me, and the book is always better. So I insisted I had to read the book first. And I did. I did not enjoy it. At all. I really, really didn't. And it's looking like there's going to be even more pointless drama in the second one, just going by the name of it. And the third one, I've heard rumors she's ended up with the wrong person, so if that person is not... Okay, I can't even remember the names of the characters. But suffice it to say, did not enjoy it. So, yeah. So any books that are contemporary like that, where it's just a romance, like Lauren Oliver's books, or... What's that? See, I don't even know these authors' names. I just don't... You know what I'm talking about. The one who did the Anna and the French Kiss books, I have zero desire to read those. None whatsoever. I'm good, thank you. So, yeah. I can do Good Omens by Terry Pratchett, though. I do have that, and I haven't read it yet. I've watched the TV show. Yes, I know, I read the TV show before I read the book, how dare I. Yeah, well, I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy the TV show, and then I ended up loving it, so I was like, okay, I'm going to end up loving the book. The reason being is I've watched Supernatural, and I did not love that. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I got very frustrated. So, yeah, I will hopefully be bringing a different perspective on some books to YouTube. I will also do TV shows and definitely cartoons and animes. Like, I really want to talk about my thoughts on Digimon and Pokemon, both game and TV, and it's going to be a very eclectic thing. So you'll also probably get my thoughts on the Game of Thrones books, because I went through a very interesting method with my Game of Thrones, because at first I wanted nothing to do with it at all, because I was aware that it had a lot of sex in it and a lot of death, and it sounded like my worst nightmare, because I have zero interest in seeing any of these people naked. And also, I cry when people die, as long as they're good guys. I don't cry when the bad guys die. And a lot of the good guys die. So I was like, I don't want to sign myself up when I know I'm gonna cry. But then YouTube happened, and I discovered the amazingness that is the character of Brienne of Tarth, my queen. I love her. So I then watched basically all of her clips on YouTube, and then I found the whole thing with Jaime, and I was like, oh, that seems cute. So then I went looking for some of his clips, and then we found Arya, and I'm like, oh, she's badass, she's cool. And as a result of finding various characters that I liked, I then went into what I call research mode, where I just went nuts, trying to find out all of the information I could without reading or watching the show. And you're probably like, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, I still didn't want to put myself through the pain of the Red Wedding. And I was reading fan fiction for them, so I was getting all sorts of information, because, you know, the fan fiction will give me all the information. So I know Cersei Lannister needs to die in a hole. And then I bought books such as this. Inside Game of Thrones, HBO's Game of Thrones, seasons 3 to 4. And it gives all sorts of really cool information. Like, I would recommend getting these books, just so you know. Anyway, so I bought all these books, plus George R. R. Martin's The World of Ice and Fire, or something like that, which is his official, like, just the knowledge of the world before Game of Thrones starts. So you learn about like the ice spiders and whatnot, and the fact that incest was common in more than just the Targaryen families. Like in Lannister, Tywin Lannister married his own cousin, so I really don't get what the huge deal was. And Cersei Lannister needs to die in a hole somewhere. So, yes, you'll get that because I've officially ordered the illustrated version of the first book to read it, and I'll read the first book and then I'll watch the first season. That's what I've decided. I may regret it. I have watched season 8, to my great disparity. I watched it with my dad, which is nice, but after episode 3, everything went kapooey. Character development? We don't know character development. No. The character didn't change. What are you talking about? Who are you lying to? The character didn't change. Prophecy? What prophecy? We ain't no prophecy. Absolutely nothing made sense. There will be a whole extended rant for that. And George R.R. Martin, if by some way you see this, I don't think you will, but can you finish the series? I know you're writing a prequel with the Blood of the Dragons or whatever it is, but could you just wrap it up and show D&D how they were meant to finish the series? Also, if you kill Brienne of Tarth, I'm never finishing it. And I know she isn't dead yet. There's been mixed feelings on that, but I know she isn't dead yet. There's another thing I'm not looking forward to, Lady Stoneheart. I told you, I got spoiled for a bunch of things, so I know a lot of things. Lady Stoneheart is one of them. I'm not looking forward to that. I didn't even like her before she was Lady Stoneheart, and now... And if you don't know who Lady Stoneheart is, read the books. Or do what I do and research and spoil yourself for everything. So, yeah, we'll do that with Game of Thrones as well. Is there any other series I'm forgetting? I won't be doing any dystopians, so those of you who are like, oh, do Divergent, no. I think I will do Maze Runner. Purely and simply because I've got a really good friend that's their absolute favourite series, so out of loyalty to them, I will read it. But I already put myself through the Hunger Games, I'm not going through Divergent. At all. Also, I am getting myself a better camera for this that actually has a microphone, so you can probably hear me better and get better quality videos. And I will get some editing software so these videos will be a lot better. Yes, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this. But to warn you, I am moving in less than a month, and I've somehow got to get all of this packed up into boxes. So as these videos go on, there'll be less of this gorgeous background because it will be packed away. And my uploading will be sporadic because I am really, really busy. We are literally 3 days from Christmas. So I've got a deadline of something I need to do before Christmas. So yeah. The only reason I'm getting time to record this now is because we finally hit summer in Australia. Well, at least in Tassie. They hit it a long time ago in mainland. Because all the fires. We can't win. Anyway. And it's too hot where I was doing my work, so I was able to take time to record this. I apologize for this video. It was not very good. It was very random. There was no thought to it, but I just thought I should let you know what this channel is going to be. So, mainly booktube, but with a bit of video games and tags and just general rants. Because I should do a Runaways one next. Love Runaways, but it's finished. And they're not getting any more. Why? It had a fabulous 3rd season. So, frustrating. Also, I'm frustrated with Marvel for other reasons, but we'll leave that alone for now. It's the Marvel Rising thing. If you don't live in America or wherever, you can't get access to the Marvel Rising things without liberating them. Because I do have Disney Plus, yes. it doesn't have all of them. And apparently there was a new one that released on the 18th, and I haven't been able to watch it. And I'm like, I love this, and I can't watch it because it won't let me. Probably because it's on our TV, but I don't watch TV. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here before we get into any more rants. I hope you guys enjoyed this. My links will be down in the description, as well as my link to my previous video here. And give a like or a comment, or maybe even subscribe if you wanna. And I'll see you next time. Bye!